Hello there everyone, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to part number 2 of the beta save in FM21 with Wolves. Today we take on the Gooners in a game away from home at the Emirates Stadium before turning to the Molineux at the end of the video with a game against the Saints, Southampton. Now we've only played one game since the last episode and if you haven't watched that yet I recommend you go and do so. I'm going to be doing daily Football Manager 21 content throughout the beta, with daily videos, Wolves videos at 4 PM, with team guides hopefully at 1 PM and 7 PM. And I've already broke the promise of Wolves being out at 4 PM, but trust me, today is a bit of an anomaly because it's been a rush day for me. I've been doing bits and bobs, so unfortunately it's not going to be 4 o'clock today, but I'll try and release this video as close to 4 o'clock. Okay, so we've played one game since you guys were last with us, and it's a rather annoying one because we're already out of the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup, and simply put, we were beat by a better side in Huddersfield. It was all decided by a penalty, which Leander Dendoncker gave away. It was converted by Karoma in the 63rd minute. You can see Huddersfield had more possession. We only had 5 shots. It was a poor game. We committed too many fouls, and we just weren't good enough. So that's the way it goes. We've changed things up a little bit for the Arsenal game today, so hopefully we can pick up a point here. So this is the team we've gone with then for the Arsenal game. I think it's exactly the same as what we lined up with against... who was it? It was against Leeds, wasn't it? With 2 changes. We've put Dendoncker in for Shabani. We've pulled the attacking midfielder back to defence. I think we need to be shored up a bit more in defence. With Ruben Neves as a defensive midfielder. Dendoncker and Moutinho then in the midfield. With Neto and Podence on the wings. Obviously, Adama Traore is still going to be out for a couple of weeks. It said between 3 and 5 weeks, and luckily it's going to be the lesser of the 2. It's only going to be out for 3 or 4 weeks, which is a joy. Neto and Podence, as I said, on the wing, and then Jimenez as a pressing forward rather than advancing forward. Playing counter-attacking football. Again, not too many instructions. It's just really all about getting on. 5 players are concerned. They lack tactical familiarity. Well, things are going to change over this time. It's inevitable those sort of things can happen. Arsenal going with a squad that's fairly similar to what you'd expect. Thomas Partey starting in the midfield. That's going to be a tough one. But counter-attacking football, hopefully we can nick a point here. Well, certainly get some sort of result. No gesture. I know we're the underdogs. Let's give the fans something to be proud of. Conor Coady makes his 200th appearance. We're delighted for him. Gabriel's absent. I suppose that means David Luiz is in the defence. But yeah, it's not about individuals here. So we come out of the tunnel at the Emirates Stadium for the start of the second game of the season. Once again kicking off at 3 o'clock. And some interesting games going on all the time here. Just going to close that screen down. Just so we've got a bigger screen at the bottom here for the gameplay to take place on. So an early highlight here. Neto, 4 minutes into the game. Neto running in, puts it to Podence on the wing. Podence dispossessed by Hector Bellerin, but clears the ball only to Willy Bolly. Nothing too direct we're doing here, so I'm not expecting us to lose the ball hastily, but a good pass from Coady there. Lovely pass again from Moutinho to Podence, and we very nearly get an opener. Good intent shown by the lads, to be honest. Far better than we ever were in the Huddersfield match. We didn't show any sort of attacking prowess in that match. In a match where, to be fair, we should have been the better team, but it was just a complete off day for us. But this could be a chance now for Arsenal. Coady dispossesses Lacazette, but Aubameyang gets through, and 5 minutes in here, Arsenal have the first goal of the day. It was a rather unfortunate dispossession, really, from Conor Coady, if you look at this. Leno puts it through to Lacazette. Coady does exactly the right thing, dispossesses, but Aubameyang beats Willy Bolly and also beats Rui Patricio. Not a lot you could do about that. I think we just try and encourage the players. But I'll wait till after this highlight's done to see if Arsenal double the damage at 2-0. That would be a real pain if they double the damage at 2-0, 10 minutes in, because it would really be game over at this point. But Willian out to Hector Bellerin. We need to be closing these guys down better, but good clearance. I think we're using tighter marking. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything tactically we can change. We just need these players to blend together. I'm going to tell the guys to probably demand more of them, but again, these are highlights coming quick and fast, and what Patricio needs to do quick and fast is get this ball out, which is exactly what he's done. The real counter-attack. Podence on the wing, runs through, tries to chip the keeper, but that was really a poor attempt from there. I think we're going to go a bit more attacking, but we'll wait till this highlight's completed. It seems that I'll just check we are on key highlights, which we are, but there's a lot of highlights. And Ceballos with a fantastic worldie of a finish there. And it's 2-0 to Arsenal. I mean, we weren't expecting much out of this game, but it's been a really poor start for us. It's a concern that in the last game and in this game we've played really poorly so far. But I guess it's the 90 minutes, isn't it, that tell the full story. Not the first 20, but not a good start for us as Arsenal go 2-0 up. I hope it isn't a rout. That would be quite a concern. The only positive I can take from this so far is that we have had 50% of possession. We've struggled a bit for possession in the previous 2 games. But we're 2-0 down. You know, that's not good to hear at all. But we could stage a fight back. And that all starts with 1 goal potentially here. Neto into Raul Jimenez. Podence, yes! Daniel Podence gets his first goal of the season. I thought it'd be Raul Jimenez who got on the end of that one. But we were talking about the frailties of potentially David Luiz in the defence, weren't we, before this game started? And that's been shown there. Good cross from Neto. Jimenez misses it, but a mistimed header from David Luiz allows the ball to go on to what you have to say is the more threatening Daniel Podence, and he gets his first goal of the season. And a cracking combination between those 2 wingers there. Ceballos, though, into David Luiz, and he very nearly rectifies that mistake by extending the advantage back to 2 goals. But it's 2-1. You know what? That's not terrible. That isn't terrible at this point. Ceballos again into the box. Lacazette. Oof, just about getting out there. We are looking a bit frail at the back. Goal line technology we'll see here. Well, it didn't go over the line. So we're happy with that. Nelson Semedo's had a bit of a knock. He's not looking great, but he seems to be improving. That looks okay. And at half-time, we're 2-1 down. I want to have a quick look at the stats if we can. We've had 51% of possession. You know what? That is really encouraging. Our passes are connecting really well. I think we're on the right side of this. I think outstretched arms. I'm not happy with the performance. That's not quite right. Yeah, we've been the better team. A few players seem demotivated. That's a pain. Not really what we wanted to go for there. But I really do think we've been the better team. Semedo is struggling, apparently injured, but feels he can shake off the knock. Yeah, we're going to have to keep him on for the moment. But again, we're not playing too badly here. We're maybe just letting them in a bit too early and too much at the back potentially. But this isn't too bad. The first few minutes of this half, they could go a long way towards saying something. And Aubameyang with the early shot and a brilliant scissor kick there from Willy Bolly. Very nearly kicks Lacazette, but luckily it's okay. And I'm hoping we can continue the fight back. 49% in possession. It's not looking too bad at all. What I was talking about earlier, which is the frustration, is that we haven't really got anybody who can come in the bench from the bench and do a good job attacking-wise, because obviously Adama Traoré is a player that could come on, but Aubameyang nearly gets a third there. I'll tell you what, Cody's making a few mistakes at the back. Just going to tell our lads we demand more of them. We're going to go attacking at this point, see if we can get that equaliser. We have got a highlight here 20 minutes into the second half. David Luiz puts it out, but Podence gets it. Beats Bellerin, beats him again. Podence, what can he do here? But it's a tame shot really from there. That's disappointing to see. And we can't really do much. I mean, we are 68 minutes in now. Arsenal going for a more defensive formation that we're going to have to bear in mind. Chelsea 4-1 up at Southampton. Interesting. No other massive results really here to speak of at the moment. I think in terms of substitutions, you can see we've got Fabio Silva. You know, it's whether we want to go more attacking and potentially bring him on, or maybe Shabani. But yeah, there's not a lot of attacking depth we've got on the bench. I'm actually going to bring Connor Cody off. Well, I'm not, because he's got a 6.9 rating. Interestingly, Willy Bolly has got a 6.4 rating, so maybe the highlights aren't speaking for what's actually happening in the match. But we've got to change something, and I think we will. I think we're going to bring Ruben Neves off. We're going to bring Neves on, push Neves forward, but replace him with Fabio Silva. Yeah, we're going to play him as probably a deep line forward. That's not going to hurt us too much. We'll put Dendoncker back to a deep line playmaker. Bring these 2 guys back. Actually, no, we'll put Matinho as a defensive player, and we'll put Dendoncker as a box-to-box midfielder. The problem is we haven't got anybody on the wing, so we just can't change that. We're going to have to keep Neto and Podence on the wing. I guess Ait Nouri's got a yellow card, so I suppose Max Kilman is the man to bring on there. And I think with about 10 minutes to go, we might bring on Vitor Ferreira to see what he's made of, and probably bring Leander Dendoncker off. But we've got 22 minutes to go. Can we get an equaliser? It'd be brilliant to get another point here. We weren't expecting much from this match, but I think we've played well today. The stats show that we've played well. And can we continue that by getting the fight back complete? Raul Jimenez was on the ball, but lost it to El Neni now. Granit Xhaka to Nicolas Pepe. Lacazette running through the defence. We need good keeping here from Rui Patricio, and we haven't. Lacazette makes it 3-1. And despite us having a lot of the ball, 47% of possession away from home at the Emirates isn't too bad at all. Despite that, unfortunately, we are now 2 goals behind. You have to say it's really game over here. I've just seen that Leeds United are 3-0 up against Everton. That is an absolutely monumental result. And perhaps showed that we played pretty well against them. Yep, Dendoncker replacing with Ferreira. I've got no problem with that. Just a few minutes to go here, and it's going to be our first defeat of the season. Looks like not quite the defeat that Southampton have gone through. 5-1 down against Chelsea. A disappointing match, but the stats don't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad, and we didn't think of much here. We didn't think we'd get too much. Neto had a good game. I'm a bit disappointed with Jimenez. He didn't have a good game again, but it's going to take him a little bit of a while to get into this season. So, despite the performance, we were the underdogs. I mean, everyone seems demotivated about that. I'm really surprised. Really am surprised. Disappointing result. No, I think we played well. I really do. I just think that the guys are being a bit too harsh on themselves. Creativity on our side, yeah, we might need that. But that's the side we've got now until January. There is nothing we can do about that. But that first game wasn't really where we were looking to pick up the points today, was it? The game we were looking to try and pick up points in was a game against Southampton. They've lost both of their first 2 matches. Obviously, they played Liverpool in the first and have lost 5-1 to Chelsea. And hopefully, it can be our first win of the season. Can we get our first win of the season then? Some tasty encounters today. The first one was our former opponent, Arsenal. They took on Chelsea and won by 3-2. So some big games in the Premier League in terms of the goals ratio per game. Everton, Manchester United, that'll be an interesting one. Liverpool against Leeds. Leeds obviously decimated Everton, didn't they, last time out. We've got a good game, though, of course, ourselves against Southampton. Only the one change going into this. We've brought Shabani in to replace Leander Dendoncker. I really want that more attacking nature in the squad. And we are going to go with a 4-2-4 effectively here for this game. Push Neto and Podence back to support roles and bring Neves into the midfield. If it's far too attacking, then maybe we do bring it back. But again, there just isn't much we can do. We can bring Shabani or Silva in. Silva's only 18 years of age, remember. Shabani is 21, so he's got that little bit more experience. He can play all across the middle, in central midfield, all the way up to up front. And I thought, well, we'll try him up front. We'll see if we can get something because, of course, Raul Jimenez hasn't started the season well at all. To be honest, he hasn't scored, has he, yet? So, you know, let's see how we go. But I think I just don't bother with these gestures, I don't think. I think let's show the team, the world what this team's all about. I think that's bang on. So we're back at the Molineux. We've got the crowd behind us. We're going to play attacking football. In fact, we are going to go from the positive to the attacking mentality. I think we have to go for this game for the we'll score more than you mentality. I know that was something that I wasn't looking to do, but I think that we've got to get the motivation and the confidence of the attacking players just right. And an early goal wouldn't harm that. Podence, Moutinho, Neves, Batata, Neto! Yes! 40 seconds in fact 35 seconds in. And that is exactly what we wanted. An early goal here, a brilliant ball from Ait Nouri into the box. Neto, back to Podence. Podence can't quite get it. Another shot from Neves. This is what we want. Shoot on sight. Try and pressure the defence. And a goal for the winger, Pedro Neto. Maybe this isn't the season where Jimenez gets all the goals. Maybe it's one for the wingers. And now we've got that one goal. We haven't got to attack so much. We'll keep it on positive mentality. But a good start for us as we take the lead early on here. 52% of possession. I'm happy about that at the moment. Obviously, that might change. Moutinho with a free kick into the box for Meratan Shabani. And it's 2-0. And it seems that decision to put himself up front has been one that has paid off. Within 15 minutes here, it's a more aggressive approach. A lovely ball from Moutinho. And Shabani gets a headed goal. The only thing that could happen now that's going to be better for us is for Raul Jimenez to get his first goal of the season. There is a tight offside here, but Shabani is well on, so that's not going to be ruled out by VAR. That's an absolutely fantastic start for us. We couldn't have dreamt anything more than that. Neto's picked up a slight niggle, but no problem with that. Moutinho into the box, and I think that was another one. Was it Shabani? No, it was Raul Jimenez with a header. Stopped fairly easily, though, by Fraser Forster. Aït-Nouri to Podence. This could be a brilliant result for us here. Southampton looking really fragile at the back, it has to be said. But it's still early days, you know. We can't get carried away with this game too much yet. Shabani through to Raul Jimenez. Shoots! Just wide of the post. I thought that might well have gone past Fraser and into the back of the net. Interesting that they've picked Fraser Forster here. Interesting. I don't know why we've got 6 tabs here. We only had 3 in the last match, I swear. But Danny Ings with a shot doesn't quite come off. But I'd be surprised if we could keep Danny Ings out all day. It is very much the time now where Southampton are looking to attack. Danny Ings to Armstrong. Armstrong shoots. And Shane Long. Well, Shane Long's already had 2 goals. Shane Long with 2 goals in 3 matches. That must be a glitch. But yeah, that's something we had to expect. Southampton on a bad side. That's been shown in the Premier League in real life this year. And Shane Long with the cross from Stuart Armstrong gets his 2nd goal. And we're not looking too bad here. 58% possession. We're doing well. You know, I'm okay where we are. Played well. Room for improvement. You know, the players are composed. Not really much we can say here. I think with the amount of possession we're getting, we're going to have to hammer home the advantage and go for a more attacking display. We've got a lead at the moment, but it's only slim. Moutinho into the box for Bolly! Willy Bolly makes it 3-1. A bit of a mash-up in the box where everything just went a bit crazy there. Mistake after mistake, but it pounds off Willy Bolly. He gets his 1st goal of the season. I'm going to change this to, I think, on the TV cam. But Bolly just taps that across the line. Apparently it was a header from Bolly. I'm not quite sure about that, but apparently it was one from Willy Bolly. We're going to go for the TV cam for the highlights, the replay highlights. Just thought it'd be something a bit different. Not too impressed with that behind goal highlight this year. Neto, we might be able to see it again in a minute with a TV cam. Stuart Armstrong, poor clearance, goes to Aït-Nouri. Podence on the wing. Into the box for Shabani, who gets his 2nd goal of the day. It seems a real inspired choice from Shabani. He could even get a hat-trick here, but we are 4-1 up here against Southampton. That's exactly what we want. I quite like this TV cam. But an assist from Podence. The 2 wingers have played really well. They've had a nice amount of assists and goals between them and a cracking chance for Shabani, which he puts away. We just need Jimenez to get a goal on the board now. But 2 goals for Shabani today. Him playing up there is definitely been seen as a good choice. Raul Jimenez now to Shabani. Another attack on potentially here. Podence. Podence runs through. Through to Jimenez. Oh, free kick apparently. Don't know what that was all about. Free kick on the edge of the box. This is for Ruben Neves. Shoots. Not quite. Pedro Neto to Podence. Don't lose the ball. This is a classic chance where we lose the ball. It doesn't quite happen. But a cracking game for us today. A complete opposite to how we played against the Gooners. But no, this is a good result. Really, it is game over now. I'm not going to be too cocky about that, but it is really game over. We're going to bring Roman Sykes on. I think that's his 1st appearance of the season. We're also going to bring on Fabio Silva for Raul Jimenez. He hasn't had a good game today. We're going to try and give Fabio some experience, and Raul Jimenez has been really disappointing so far. I hope that he can improve. It seems that Leeds have flopped. They had a 4-1 win last time out, and now they're 4-0 down to the Liverpool. Incredible, really. Who can we replace Neto with? Apparently Ferreira is the best replacement. I'm not so sure about that. He's a youngster. I don't want to put him there. So I think Podence can play only there. I guess Podence can only play there, can't he? He's competent as an attacking midfielder, so we're going to have to play him there. Bring Neto back to midfield and bring Ferreira in the midfield. I don't want Ferreira playing as a winger because it's just not going to work, is it? And we'll put Podence as an attacking midfielder on support. Make sure that the attacks are less wide, fairly narrow. I don't like playing admittedly with only players in the middle, but it's something that, you know, it's got to be done sometimes. So ultimately, that's what's got to be done. Can't seem to get out of this screen now. There we go. Confirm change is excellent. But this should be really at a point of game over now, and it's been a good game for us. Can we make it 5-1 before the end? Let's see. Shabani through to Fabio Silva. What a finish that is! What a finish! It's his 1st goal for the Wolves. Fabio Silva makes it 5-1. Wow. I'm speechless about that. The only disadvantage and the only problem is that we have conceded quite a few yellow cards, but we put 5 past Southampton. I'll tell you what, we wanted to go attacking today. We wanted to get a positive result, and we've done it. We've done it. The only negatives, 2 negatives today, we conceded and we got too many yellow cards. 5 yellow cards, that isn't good enough. But Meritan Shabani, what a game from him. You know, not a bad performance on the pitch, maybe from Neves. I might be giving, Jimenez. I might be giving Jimenez too much heat, but only 48% of possession in the end. But a 5-1 victory. An absolutely fantastic result in our season. 5-1. Yeah, the players did brilliantly there. They really did. I'm a bit worried about the aggression. Willy Bolly did brilliantly. Shabani did fantastically. It might well be a sign that he might be our main striker. Possibly. Neto's out for a few days. Luckily, we've got 8 days before we play against Fulham next. You know, put our arm around him and say, you know, he did absolutely superb today, did Shabani. 2 goals. Hopefully that's not just a fluke. And we beat Southampton 5-1. What a performance. What a performance. Well, that's brilliant. You know, we end off the episode about mid-table. 1 of each to start the season. Not too bad at all, really. I think that's what we'd have expected. I said before the season started we wanted 7 points out of the first 5 games. And I think we'll get that. I think we can get a win against Fulham. And then away against Burnley, you know, potentially a draw, potentially a win. But we'll be playing the next 4 games off camera, I think. Fulham, Burnley, Tottenham and Liverpool. And we'll come back for the big derby against West Brom. And an interesting game away from home against Crystal Palace. But if you enjoyed that video, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts as well. Your thoughts have been really interesting. And some of your thoughts have gone into today's video with the change in formation, the change in personnel. I think that Meritan Shabani is a definite change in personnel we need to make. He has really shone today, as well as the wingers. I think they've played really well. And remember, of course, subscribe for daily Football Manager 21 content. Content should be out at 4 PM every day with the Wolves badge save. As I said, today is the exception to that. But hopefully from now on, as we get into the game a little bit more, as things become a little bit less dramatic with betas coming out late at night, we should be okay to release those videos at 4 PM. But thank you for watching, and until the next time, I will see you guys later. Goodbye for now.